All right, guys. Sorry about that one. XSplit decided it was going to crash, so we are back. But I do have the recording for the first part, so we're good there. But we were just getting into Destiny 2. Um, and you were asking about if you thought there were two teams, and I think McKillers, you had just started replying, actually.
Yeah, we were just saying that the 3 hour window that these people spend is probably spent tweaking your dude a lot, and also I remember saying they were going to support Destiny for 10 years, but a lot of people are probably going to think, or originally thought that you would buy this game and it would be DLC for 10 years instead of buying four completely separate games, because I'm imagining people are probably going to rage about that a little bit.
Well, I expected a sequel, but I didn't expect them to be talking about sequels plural before it was even released. That was
Hmm.
that was my first big red flag. I think that was back during the beta where they were kind of talking about that, and at that point in time I was like, oh, this is kind of getting me antsy about how much content is here, and
Yeah.
sure enough, that's what people are generally complaining about. Is the lack of content in some aspects. Um, I do wonder how many more expansions, quote unquote, they're gonna have.
Uh,
Um,
through the earnings call and everything, they mentioned that per title there will be at most four DLC packs, so that'd be two expansion passes.
okay. Well, I mean, if you're gonna charge us $60 for a game and then another $70 for two expansions
Uh, you,
packs,
you know Activision
that's
loves that stuff.
that's
It's not
with the
surprising.
content, the amount of content you're getting is very, very small compared to the price. They really are going to have to work on how much content they're getting out there, or adjust the price accordingly. Because I don't know. I just don't see
Sounds
as
like they had
many
a really
people.
good earnings report
Yeah.
Yep.
for
Well,
their
and it,
shareholders.
yeah. Well, it's probably going to get better with Call of Duty. But yeah, like I don't know. I really wonder how many people are going to keep sticking with it. I mean, this isn't like WoW, where people will come back and play the expansion for a while and all that. I mean, an expansion in an MMO is huge generally. They've been talking. We've talked a little bit. I think about the Final Fantasy 14 expansion, and they got a lot of stuff coming in that. Heck, the patch notes for that are pretty crazy half the time. So, it's really it is frustrating when when you're looking at this and seeing oh, there's already a sequel coming, and guys, you're getting more expansions. Don't worry. I don't know that I'd really call them expansions, but you're getting them. So
They're more like DLC packs.
yeah, I mean, they're like the content. Just to me, the content is not justifying the price on $20 a pop right now, or 35 for both. So that's definitely disappointing.
I mean, with the next game being worked on, are some going to be skeptical and picking it up, or did marketing do a good enough job to have the 9.5 million users jump on to the next one?
People are going to
Um,
buy it. They're going to buy everything.
yeah, I
If
don't
your
like.
if your friends own the DLC, you buy the DLC, or else you can't play with your friends.
Well, I think you're saying, Ryder, you're saying going forward, that you're
Yeah.
wondering how many more people will buy the first title. Is that what you're getting at?
No. Just wondering if
Okay,
the next title that
the
comes up,
expansion tag.
people are
Oh,
going to
okay.
jump on.
Yeah. So, there are definitely going to be some people that definitely jump in. I know some people really get into Destiny, and you know, if you do, great. I think it really depends on if you have friends playing it or not.
Hmm.
Because I think if you can get a group together, it can be pretty fun. But if you are playing solo, I feel like that's where a lot of people are probably trying to play and really not having fun because they're trying to play solo and it's just not working out overly well. So, yeah, I would probably expect Destiny 2 to do pretty well. I'm hoping they do improve it a bit just so that we can, get that, an actual story in there and stuff like that. So, yeah,
Get an actual story.
yes, yes. Well,
Hire some writers with all that money you made off of the first game.
see, the thing is, apparently they did hire a writer, but they had him working on Grimoire cards for like what, a month? You said?
Yeah, they the writer was hired like beginning of this year, and he worked on the story for a month, and then after that, he was thrown to the Grimoire cards for the rest of the time frame.
Wow. But they
Yeah,
have one writer,
one writer.
one
It's,
guy.
Go
and
one
it's not the
writer.
original, and it's not the original one either. The original Halo guy left like late last year.
Yeah, we've kind of been over this, but just to kind of
Yeah,
retread for those that haven't
I
heard.
haven't heard about it.
Apparently, at one point or another, there was a lot more story, and they were talking about the fact that you're going to visit the entire solar system and a bunch of other stuff.
And like with the beginning, you don't come back from the dead. You just drop from a ship, and they kind of even showed in E3 too, which is
Yeah, they kind of did.
kind of odd. And you'd be able to go through Old Russia, the beginning part, with a friend, and nope, can't do that now.
Wow.
Just a lot of changes. A lot of changes
Yeah,
over
I
just
know.
1 year.
And it looks like a lot of content was cut because, like I said, they I think they had initially said that you were gonna be able to explore the whole solar system. So I don't know.
And like the so
Go
yeah.
ahead.
No, I mean like you could through other earlier videos you'd be able to travel the reef and a couple other stuff, and you're now seeing it. The reef is part of the DLC packs now. And,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Setheroth is watching, and he's like, "Why is my name pink in chat?" I'm like, "I don't know. I haven't messed with Hitbox dashboard enough to know. I'll have to see if I can mess with that."
I think it's beautiful.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think pink is a great color.
Ah,
Gorgeous. Leave it.
leave it. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, is anyone here still playing Destiny, or at least waiting for the expansion to drop in December?
I burnt my copy in a tribal celebration.
Oh man.
Yeah, I burned it. And I yelled at it. I broke it. I lit it on fire, and I had s'mores with it, with my marshmallows, so I could camp in Call of Duty. But that didn't even work. Bad
Yeah,
day.
that's why he had to. That's why he had to make the s'mores because he can't camp.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I actually haven't really got the chance to really mess with it. I keep intending to play it, but I keep on dreading playing Old Russia again. So, I don't know. I have a feeling that's going to end up coming out over December because I'm going to probably have more time, and we're not going to have games releasing, like 4 games releasing every week or anything anymore. So
Good.
I imagine that's probably when I'll try to play it if I can find some people to play with at that point. Gamer
Yes.
you still haven't even played it, have you, Gamer?
Nope, I haven't started. Most likely I'll start in December as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so maybe we'll both start it or something.
Yeah, me and Mike, we kind of don't have a choice of playing the DLC in December if we wanted to. I think you have the Guardian Pack, and I have the Collector's, whatever it is, the Collector's Edition.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And like I say, I wouldn't have. I was really hyped from the alpha, but then when I tried the beta, I'm like, oh, I don't know. But by that point, I had already had the pre-order, and it's like, I don't really want to give up my spot because if I decide to change my mind,
Yep,
I'm kind of
same
out
here.
of luck. So. But yeah, so let's move on. Grand Theft Auto 5 due out next week.
Yes.
First
Yes,
person
yes,
mode,
yes.
Ryder.
Grand Theft Auto 5. Well, Grand Theft Auto 5 for PS4 is getting a first-person mode, is with the trailer shown off just recently of how cool it's going to be as a reward for those who kind of held off from buying the PS3 version and in order to grab the definitive copy on PS4. To kind of hit on a little bit of the bullet points, this gives GTA a fresh perspective along with additional upgrades like dynamic depth of field, increased particle effects quality and number of particle effects rendered on screen at once, improved wind dynamics for cloth, flags, foliage, trees, and more realistic fluid dynamics, improved weather effects, improved damage effects, volumetric light pollution, and 3 times the number of light sources than the 360 and PS3 version. Now, with this new perspective in GTA 5 and improvements, are you guys more interested in getting the game?
I'm gonna get the
I
game.
was already pretty interested before, so I don't know about more interested.
I don't know, that first person trailer kind of, whew, oh man.
You look really good, yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah, it
did.
was really, really good.
Yeah, and the cool part to me, if you looked at the lighting, like when I was watching, there was a PS3 compared to PS4 trailer,
By
and
Sony.
yeah, I think it was it was either on IGN or the PlayStation blog, one of the two, probably both.
It was
But
on a blog. So.
okay, but yeah, so like we were looking at that, and like there was some visual changes, obviously, but there were also a lot of lighting changes, like the lighting in the PS4 version looks a lot different and looks a lot better.
Yep.
You can really tell on that lighting, especially.
Kind of makes you wonder, was GTA 5 meant for PS4 this whole time?
And you know, they may have actually developed for next gen systems and then just scaled stuff back. You never can really tell.
Yep.
But you know, I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. I'm gonna buy it again. I'm gonna keep playing it. You know, I may even try to play the online a little bit. I don't know. I'm still hesitant to jump into that.
I
Yeah, it
mean,
was a big old mess, wasn't it?
Sorry.
It was a big old mess. Now, with
Yeah, it
the
was.
first person, I do have one thing about this. Now, we know that they had that aim assist for the third person view.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in first person, they have to adjust aim assist or else you're going to pull up your gun and then turn almost completely around to aim at somebody. It'll be like jumping around.
Yeah,
well,
I
if you
think
haven't
there's.
seen-
I mean, and especially since the first person mode is going to be both the single player and the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking they actually even added some third-person aim assist options. Like, I can't remember. They were talking about, I think, 4 different aim assist modes, but I can't remember if they were for first person or third person. But, yeah, they of course, I'm sure they've adjusted that. Rockstar's really good about attention to detail and that type of thing. That just doesn't seem like something they would mess up on that one.
Yeah, because that would completely break the game.
Oh, yeah, because you just spin around like crazy.
Yeah, you wouldn't even
I'm
be
sure-
able to check out the nice, what is it, improved weather effects with the aim assist like that. And anybody
I'm
online
sure
might
with time
have-
they'll tweak the tweak the mechanics, especially if a lot of people complain about it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be an issue though, just because of like I say, I did read somewhere that they were talking about all the different kinds of aim assist and what that would do, and like how multiplayer actually matches you up partially based on that. You know, if you're one of those people running around with no aim assist at all, it's going to match you up with people that are running no aim assist as well. So, I mean that's
true.
cool.
Yeah.
What was the other thing that I was going to say? The but yeah, the online. I'm gonna be curious to see how it starts off on PS4 and Xbox One. I'm thinking it's gonna be fine, just because you know they've had plenty of time. They know what happened at launch, so I think they'll be fine on this in this case. But you never can tell, I guess. But I will be very curious to see how many copies it sells. Oh, and I also would say I really am glad to see the options they're giving you for the third person stuff. Like, you know, they have it so that whenever, you know, you can have it go to first person automatically at certain points or third person automatically at certain points. So, like, if you want it to be third person every single time you take cover, you can do that. If you want it to be first person, you know, when you get a car, you can do that. There's
And they
various-
mentioned that it just takes like a swipe of the touchpad for it to happen too, which
Oh, that's
would be
cool.
super simple.
Yeah. So, I mean, even if you don't want to have it automatically set some way, then you can do it that way too. But yeah, very, very, very cool stuff. I'm very, very excited to actually try it out. And, you know, the previews, of course, have been very positive, which I wouldn't doubt, just based on the game.
Overall, we're all gonna buy this game. Is that right?
Yeah, I know I am, and I'm pretty sure
Yep.
Ryder is, because he
I am.
didn't play PS3 or 360 version. What about you, Gamer? You getting it?
Right now I'm not sure because I bought the
Oh.
PS3 one, so I'm not 100% sure if I buy the PS4.
Peer pressure. Buy it. Buy it.
Man,
Buy it.
Do it.
Yeah, what about you, McKillers? Did you play PS3 version as well?
I did. Yeah. I played it, and I went through that whole mess that was the launch of online. Hopefully, they're gonna bring back heists. But
Yeah,
hopefully-
bring in Heist, yes.
Hopefully they'll this will
Hopefully.
bring more incentive for them to actually complete it and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they need to work on the tweak the money structures a little bit, based on what I'm
Well,
hearing.
apparently you can carry over your PS3 person to PS4. So I'm really expecting the first day you launch in with like a 9mm, if this is your first time buying the game and you didn't play PS3, you're just going to walk into a tank, like everywhere you turn them. That's what I'm thinking may happen. But I'm still going to buy it, and I'm still going to get blown up by tanks.
Yep. I mean, you know.
Looking forward to that in high definition.
Yes, and that's what I was talking about. I think last week, where, or maybe it was when it was rumored or something like that, or maybe it was a party chat. I can't remember when I was saying this, but you know, since I run my games through a projector, you know, I'm running on like a 125, 130 inch screen, so I cannot wait for you know, something like mountain biking in first person mode.
That's going to be awesome.
It's gonna be sick. I mean, it's probably gonna give somebody
right.
vertigo.
I need to get a projector. Like, that game is going to look amazing with a projector. With as big as that world's going to be, being in first person, if they get the mechanics right, like before.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's and the draw distance is really great too. Like, that's another thing I was really impressed with, to see how that much they changed the draw distance. But let's talk about we'll go from GTA 5 to The Witcher 3, and I think something about 13 DLCs, right? Or 16.
16. So CD Projekt has.
So we're gonna have to buy
announced...
16 DLCs. Is that what you're getting at?
Well, we'll have to continue with the story a little bit. CD Projekt Red has recently announced that if you buy The Witcher 3, they will be giving away a ton of DLC for free for all. Doesn't matter if you pre-ordered or not. Doesn't matter what platform you're on. Doesn't matter if you bought the collector's edition or not, or whether you bought the game on day one or later. Digital or physical, you will get 16 DLC packs for free, out of thanks to buying the game.
Oh, the marketing these days.
They want to show that there are no hoops to jump through, no pre-order tricks, no weird tie-ins depending on the platform you choose to play on. More importantly, developer CD Projekt Red believes we've already spent a lot on the game already, and so they're kind of questioning why bother nickel and diming gamers after. It's mentioned that they'll be putting 2 DLC packs per week, and will be given out at launch until all 16 are in gamers' hands.
Wow.
So, major props to CD Projekt Red. Should other developers do this?
Well, to put a small damper on that, we don't actually know what the DLC is yet. So we don't know if it's like, you know, missions, or if it's weapon packs or hats or what. Given their track record, I do not expect that. You know, for those that aren't unfamiliar, they actually generally update their games for a decent while. I know The Witcher 1, they eventually updated to the Enhanced Edition, and I believe you got that free as long as you had bought the game. I know with The Witcher 2, they did several updates, and I cannot recall if they did have some other version of the game where they re-released with all the updates, but you didn't have to pay anything extra. You just had that if you just updated your game. So, and they actually, you know, they've done a lot of, you know, tweaking and stuff like that. So, you know, I don't expect it to be one of those deals where they're giving you hats and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure it's actually going to be some decent content. As for more developers, I mean, it would be very nice if they would, but it's tough to see a lot of developers moving in that direction, just because games have become so cheap with inflation. I mean, it may not seem like it, but compared to what they were in the 90s, they're actually really cheap compared to what they were. And that's, you know, one of the reasons why that we have all the DLC we do, I think.
And just to reflect from the forum and the community, some have kind of asked with this recent announcement, is it right for other developers to piecemeal DLC we have to pay for? And Why can't we have complete games we paid high dollar for already?
Well, and they would of course argue that the games are complete, and in some cases they really are. It's stuff they've added later. I mean, with like Red Dead Redemption, Undead Nightmare. I mean, that was something they added later. Um, with Saints, or I'm sorry, Sleeping Dogs. They added two post-story DLC packs that you could buy, and I don't think anybody would expect those to come in the game. I don't really have a problem if it's cosmetic stuff. I mean, that's your own choice. It's not like you're missing anything. But yeah, I do feel like they should work on what they actually decide to put as DLC.
Hmm.
And
So
also,
does this show up?
Sephiroth apparently really wants hats. By the way, he really wants those hats.
So that's a show of good faith. The show of good faith, bringing you guys to want to support the developer and buy their game. In other words, is everyone here going to buy the game now?
I was getting it anyway.
I'm not.
I was going to get the game.
No,
I wasn't either.
Oh,
I'm not gonna buy it. It's what's 16 DLCs. People are gonna go. This isn't really a DLC, but it's free, so they're gonna, I don't know. I feel like this is just a way to. I think it's just a marketing thing, mostly. If everything's gonna be out 8 weeks. If it's 2 per week.
Yep.
Then they're gonna get a lot of backlash from why didn't you just throw this in the game in the first place. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It'll keep people interested in the game for a longer period of time, which is nice. Kind of like how Destiny does the weekly raids, I guess.
Yeah.
Keep them coming back, but yeah, probably not going to pick this game up.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like I say, I'm curious how substantial it'll be. I think it will be something more than hats or shirts or something like that. But I am still curious about what it actually will all entail. But we will not know until
closer to the day.
closer to launch. Yeah, and maybe I'll reach out to somebody. I don't think they'll have any more information that they can share at least. But we'll see. So we have another remaster possibly in the works, and we just got it's also a PS3 game, the Mass Effect Trilogy.
Yes, the Mass Effect Trilogy. Some have played it on PS3, but it seems to be an odd vibe that it's coming to PS4. Bioware Edmonton and Montreal general manager Aaron Flynn has asked people on NeoGAF and various other websites what they would like in the remake, such as 1080p, 60 frames per second, high-res textures, especially on a Mass Effect 1, some shader improvements, and especially with the new consoles and everything, all the DLC, and maybe even a seamless experience. Probably so the adventure flows into each other without having to go back to save and import menu screens and loading screens. I'm sure that's what they're talking about. He has mentioned that this is simply a wish list near the end of the post that's in NeoGAF, to not outrightly say they are developing it, which they probably are. Do you guys think a trilogy remake is in the works, though?
It actually kind of makes sense, especially if we're expecting Mass Effect, whatever the next one is called, late 2015, mid 2016 or somewhere around there. I would kind of expect something to hit a bit before, just to kind of put the game back in the spotlight. It just sounds like a marketing move that a lot of companies will make with their past gen titles when they release on the new consoles. So I would not be very surprised to see it, honestly.
Does anyone else think this is to prepare for the new Mass Effect game coming?
Yeah, it's the late 2016, mid to late 2016. You said.
Yeah.
That's a guess on my part.
Possibly. I mean, the only thing that the reason they would not do it is if they didn't want to Mass Effect people out and get them tired of it, so they wouldn't buy the new game.
Yeah.
But I think the people that play Mass Effect really love Mass Effect. So I don't think that'll do that for the main audience. Maybe my first hunch would be they would release it afterwards, but with the new game coming out so late, yeah.
And it could be, it could be late 2015, but I kind of think late 2015 is the earliest I would expect it. Just because they're just getting Dragon Age Inquisition out the door next week. So, I would expect that, late 2015 is kind of the earliest window I would expect. We don't know how long they've been working on the new one, how far in the process it is, but I would guess that we're going to start seeing stuff around next year's E3, just based on timelines. But whether that means that's coming out in 2015 or sometime in 2016, who knows? But yeah, definitely if it's 2016, I would say definitely they're gonna try to do something like that.
It does kind of make you wonder, is this EA letting Bioware kind of show that they want to listen to what their fans or gamers want? We kind of mentioned it in the podcast a few weeks ago where EA was kind of wanting to listen to their customers.
Honestly, I just think it's marketing. I don't think there's any of this, listening to their customers or anything like that. I just think it's marketing. It's PR. It's getting Mass Effect back out into the spotlight without having to do overly much work. It's granted they could do a lot of it like they did with GTA 5. I don't know, but I don't think it's I don't really think it's listening to fans or anything like that. It's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah, EA's not doing that great, I don't think either. So it's pretty cheap to remake that kind of thing. Just update the graphics, and I think it's marketing.
Well, hopefully toss in all the DLC this time.
Yeah, don't piecemeal. Like, oh look, the Mass Effect Trilogy, and you pick it up, and you're like, oh, I have to buy all the DLC too.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of it, but most of it. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Majority.
What are the DLCs?
Sorry?
No, the Mass Effect Trilogy, if you picked it up, it did include all the DLC. Included maybe the first game. I think it included most of the DLC.
I think it included all the DLC in the first game, and I think it kind of hit the big stuff in the second game. I don't know.
Nothing in the third game.
I don't think they did anything in the third game at all.
Which was weird.
Yeah, it was pretty strange.
So hopefully, I guess we can say, for us across the board, if we were to grab the Mass Effect Trilogy, hopefully it includes all the DLC.
Yeah. Don't try to, make us buy that again. And I would kind of expect it to be easier for them to include all the DLC rather than trying to get it all on the PlayStation Store, Xbox Live Store, whatever. So yeah, I kind of expect it to hopefully be in the package. It wouldn't surprise me if they try to sell it again, but it just seems like it'd be easier to stick it on the disc and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, unless you guys have anything else, I think we're done. Anybody picking up any games this week?
I'm probably gonna buy Assassin's Creed.
Unity, both of y'all? Okay. What about you, Ryder?
Actually, I think this might be my first week where I'm not buying anything.
What?
If there's any sales, maybe I'll pick up something.
Target, buy two, get one free, I think is this week, by the way. If you're looking at picking up another game. And Best Buy is also doing their game club unlocked. If you buy a game for more than $40, you can get it for $30. And that gives you like 20% off new releases for the next 2 years. So that could save you some money in the long run if you're into that. But yeah, I think those are the two big deals that I know about. But yeah, I'm also picking up Assassin's Creed. I'm going to be very curious to try that game out. I've heard some people say that it feels a lot like the old Assassin's Creed games, but the map is absolutely huge. I'm hoping they've changed the combat around a little bit, but we'll see. But I do know that the gameplay footage just looked really good. Like, just graphically, it looks awesome. So I'm going to be curious to see the atmosphere. Like, I've talked about in the past how what's really always impressed me about all the Assassin's Creed games, was their atmosphere. It wasn't. It always feels like they do a really, really good job of making things appear like I would actually expect for the time period. I mean, even the first game, with how limited it was and how repetitive it got. I mean, just wandering around through the bazaar and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I could actually see them having a fairly accurate representation of what I would expect, Damascus and all that to look like around that time. So, I think that's something they've always nailed, and I'm very curious to see what they're doing with Paris, and with the French Revolution and all that. So, that's something I'll be actually excited to check out.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, then, Gamer? What are you picking up?
Unity this week.
Oh, okay.
He's not going to play that either. It's going to sit right there next to Destiny.
I'll be too busy playing Call of Duty for that week as well.
Okay.
But yeah, and then next week, of course, we have Grand Theft Auto 5 and Dragon Quest, or I'm sorry, Dragon Age. I wish it was Dragon Quest. That would be interesting. But no, Dragon Age. And I think those are the two big ones.
And then Far Cry 4.
Little Big Planet.
Oh yeah, and
comes out
Far
next
Cry
week.
4. My goodness. Oh my gosh. I forgot about Far Cry 4. That's the thing. Like, I keep on listing off games, and inevitably every time I will forget one game on that list at least. It's crazy how many have hit in this past month. But
And I think Little Big Planet 3.
Yeah, Little Big Planet comes out next week as well.
yes, and WWE 2K15 on PS4.
Yep.
So
Bye-bye, wallet.
yeah, bye wallet if for a lot of people, I'm sure. But I know I'm at least picking up 2 of those. So next week. So yeah, it's gonna be busy.
I'm going to pull a loan.
Yeah, it's all in. All right, but unless you guys have anything else, I think we're done.
Well, thank you for taking my V card for this and having me on the podcast. It was good.
Yeah. Well, have a good one, all. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Assassin's Creed.